Okay, good morning and welcome to Canine Protector, the Patreon account. This morning what we're going to be doing is a short video on how to socialise an adult dog with your cat at home. So if you're bringing an adult dog home with you, trained dogs are particularly easy to socialise with cats. You will be advised obviously which dog is the right dog to have in a family home with a cat, but what we're going to do is go through some simple things that you can do after you've completed your handover training and take your dog home with you, where you can actually successfully integrate that dog with a cat within your household. So if you go to the pub, pre-COVID of course, and you're having a drink in the pub and you meet somebody at the pub and the first thing they do, they walk up and they punch you on the end of the nose, you're never going to warm to them, you're never going to get on with that person. So the right thing to do is to always socialise your dog in the right way. So in the same way, if the first interaction with your cat is a bad one, it's going to dictate the course of their relationship. What we want it to be done is in a nice, healthy way. So what we're going to be doing is socialising a dog called Vicky with our cat, or one of the cats. And this cat is a little bit antisocial with with dogs at times. So what we're looking for is a nice, healthy situation. Now, the smallest room in your home, if you've got one, is usually the downstairs toilet. And we need a nice small room to conduct this training because we don't want the cat to panic and run away. What we want the cat to be able to do is sit back and assess the dog, and for the dog to sit back and assess the cat as well. But we're going to control each interaction very, very carefully. So watch on and look and see what happens. Thank you. Okay, so welcome back. So this is Vicky, 2-year-old entire female that's reserved to go out to a family with cats. So the equipment that we're going to be using for this is the double loop lead that you'll have been given on your handover, and a training collar. The reason why we're going to use a training collar in this situation is because if we do need to correct any unwanted behaviour, I want that correction to be quite a strong one, so that any overexcited behaviour needs to be corrected because we don't want to frighten the cat. Any behaviour, obsessive behaviour, will need to be corrected, and what I mean by that is staring away. We don't want that. What we want the dog to do is to acknowledge the presence of the cat, but then maybe look away or be interested, but healthy interested. In the same way with the cat, we're not looking for a bash on the end of the nose. What we're looking for is an acknowledgement that actually, I'm quite happy to be around the cat. Once that happens, what I'm going to do is bring the cat, or cats then, out into this room, and we'll get a little bit of social footage together with this dog. Thank you. I do it in the smallest room in the house, which is usually the downstairs cloakroom. Watch my entry. What we're going to do is just open it slightly ajar, and the cat's actually right at the door waiting to come out because we've popped her in there. And the dog's smelling and the cat's smelling. What I'm going to do is put my body in the way first, like this. Okay, if you come closer so you can observe, cat's there, cat can see the dog can see the cat, and I'm keeping a slack lead now, so we're now nose to nose, and we're examining each other by scent. Watch that the dog lead is slack, but I'm going to block test the cat from coming out, because I want her in a situation where she has to acknowledge the dog. Now you see the dog's now healthily walking into the room and decided to come out. I'm going to bring her back in. Good girl, Vicky, come here. Good girl, well done. Now, if I put Vicky in the plats, which is your down position that you would have been shown on handover, they can absorb one another both visually and through scent. They can look at each other and see what's going on. But again, in this situation, dog can see the movement of the cat and acknowledge the presence of the cat. And we'll watch as the cat gets closer and braver. There we go, we're both going to acknowledge one another. Cat wants to desperately come back out. I'm going to let her come out in a minute. But right now, I want her contained and close to the dog so the dog can absorb the presence of the cat. There we go, look. Interactions, really nice, good. But Tess, you need to stay in the room. There we go, good girl. I'm going to keep it like this, just for a few minutes, so they can absorb each other and see one another. And see, really, really important, you keep a slack lead. I will have spoken on handover about tension in the lead, going down the lead to the dog. Telegraphs an issue, really. We don't want tension in the lead. We want a nice slack lead so the dog can be relaxed and then obviously conduct itself in a way that we want with the cat. There we go. And we're getting a nice examination of the cat now, licking around the ears. We've now got a healthy situation. Okay, I'm going to stop there, thank you. Okay, so now we're going to let Tess out as well. and crashes come out to play as well. Now, obviously, you've got control through obedience, so you can platz your dog and make it stay there, and then allow the dog to interact in this way, to examine each other, because dogs obviously visualise through scent as well. Visualise is probably the wrong adjective, but they absorb the presence of a stimulus through scent. And so this is really, really important. Crash, the black cat, is very, very sociable. I'm going to allow Vicky to stand up as well, so she's comfortable. There we go. It's really good. And that's basically how you socialise a cat. But these are planned socialisation sessions that we can do. Vicky, platz. Good. These are planned socialisations we can do with our cat at home. We can repeat it on several occasions, particularly if you haven't got a cat that's this social. If you've got a cat that's worried, frightened or concerned, then you're going to have to repeat this process several times for your cat to understand actually there's nothing to worry about. What you might get is adverse reactions where the dog gets a bop on the nose. You might get adverse reactions where the cat tries to climb onto the cistern of the toilet, etc., etc. But nevertheless, if you keep repeating this process of exposure and absorption of the stimuli, both cat and dog will eventually get used to one another, even if you've got the most frightened cat in the world, or a dog that is completely adverse to cats as well. Obviously, some dogs are more suited to living with cats, but here at Canine Protector, Platz, what we do is we identify the dogs that are super sociable with cats and will live with cats, and then obviously those are the ones we'll recommend to a client. So if you've got a cat and you purchased your dog from us, then you'll know already, we'll have done this sort of training and testing already. However, it doesn't hurt for you to, because every cat and every dog is different, it doesn't hurt for you to repeat this socialisation process at home as many times as you think is necessary for your cat to welcome your new dog into its home, and vice versa. Thank you.